Good evening. Well, again, I should say good afternoon because it's actually quite early. I'm trying to get these videos done so I can have them up by 7. I know y'all don't watch them till about 7:30 or 8, but my point is that, well, you know what I mean. Anyways, happy Monday, everyone. Did you have I hope everybody had an amazing day, and I am so happy you could take time out of your busy day to watch my video, and I hope you will sit back and relax and do whatever it is you do at night. Okay, today's video, I decided the title of it is Small Mistakes. The reason I decided to do this video today was because of something that I learned yesterday. Like I said, I didn't have any plans for a video this evening. I just play it by ear, and when I get an inspiration to do a video, I will sit down, write it out, and do it that way. And for some reason, I just felt the need to do a video on small mistakes, which inspires, and I'm hoping that it will inspire you to understand exactly how I was feeling last night, because it really bothered me a little bit. And let me get on with this video, because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 pages that I'm going to be reading. Yes, I write the stuff down, but ultimately I use my own words, right? These are just notes that I write down so I remember what I'm going to say, and how to say it. Sometimes, like last night, sometimes I sit and I wonder why someone can get so angry over small mistakes. I don't understand what the purpose of that is. However, perhaps that small mistake is huge to another person. But I suppose I had for some to realize that it was only a small mistake, such as yesterday, the live I did the other night, and I hadn't realized that because the whole live wasn't about politics, and it really wasn't about politics in general. It was more or less, I may relist it, but I may not, because it really bothered me a lot. And I only do that to avoid any more offending to other people, because I really not. I know I've understood that you can't care what other people think. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me adjust this camera a little bit. I do this a lot. But yes, you can't care about what other people think about your videos, and you can't, I have to learn how to deal with the criticism. But this wasn't criticism. It wasn't criticism. It was more of, perhaps this person had a point. You know what I mean? I have to be more understanding of what my subscribers think. You know what I mean? If, for whatever reason, one of my subscribers thinks that I'm being offensive, but for whatever thing I said, whether I remember it or not, right? Or perhaps it was something somebody else said, and you agree with it. You know what I mean? Not on purpose. It was just, I was having so much fun, I didn't even think about what I was saying. And so perhaps this is a lesson learned, to think about what I'm saying before I say it, because I really don't want to offend anybody. And that's why I'm talking about this. And from this day forward, I'm going to move on. Because I think you all need to understand why it was I had to put out that short last night. Because of one person that unsubscribed to my channel, and that bothered me just a little bit. But then over time, I have to remember that I have to leave that stuff in God's hands and let Him deal with it. Because literally, there's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? As I've always said, if somebody is meant to be in your life, then they will be. And if they weren't meant to be a subscriber, or they weren't meant to be in your life, then they won't be. It's plain and simple. It's not the end of the world if you lose one subscriber. But to me, it's a big deal. So that means, in my mind, I feel like I failed. And those of you other YouTubers, I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't want to offend any of my subscribers, because without my subscribers, I couldn't do what I'm doing. And I would not be here. You know what I mean? And sometimes I may do things that, like I said, perhaps it's just one of my flaws. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I didn't mean to offend anybody. But it was because of one person. And I have no idea who this person is. I really don't know. And I was worried that it was one of my main subscribers, because I don't want to offend you guys either. Because you're all my main subscribers. You know what I mean? But there's I don't really know how to explain it. You know what I mean? And a lot of you are so kind and you're so supportive that I can't even put it into words. But I have to realize I cannot please everyone. It's impossible. Like I said, there's always going to be somebody out there who's going to find something to complain about. And I don't know, somebody left that in a comment today, which was, you're right. You know, and somebody's always going to look for something to complain about. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, let me continue with this video, but this is what I wrote down here, because I'm having this really bothered me last night. It honestly did. I didn't get angry, but then I had to realize by the end of the night that I have to give it to God. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. So whatever it is, it was meant to bother me just a little bit. The devil used it to get in my head and tell me that I failed somebody. That's what it was telling me, that I failed and that I'm a failure. This is what I think in my head all the time. You know what I mean? And this happened because of one mistake. One small mistake. Like I said, perhaps to this person, it was a huge mistake. I don't understand it. But as I stated in last night's short, that I won't be talking about politics on my channel anymore. And I told my roommate the same thing. If he's going to join us in our lives on Saturday night, well then you cannot talk about politics. It's just plain and simple, because I don't want any arguments. I want my channel to be welcoming to everybody. You know what I mean? If you want to talk about Jesus, and you want to talk about God, and you want to sing a song, play a song, you do whatever you want to do. That's what I want this channel to be about. It's a group of people. We create a community. Thank you, Homespun, guys, that we're trying to create communities here of people that can get along, and we have a vision of how we want our channels to go, and that's what we're going to go with. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's almost impossible to make everybody happy. I'm learning that, and I've had to learn this the hard way. It's not impossible, and I do the very best I can, but sometimes things just slip in without me realizing it. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I never said I was, and I won't, and I'm not perfect. I have flaws, plain and simple. And you all know this. You know what I mean? Oh, and you're asking me, why am I talking about this? Well, I told you earlier, it was because I got and I'm telling you the truth. If you read the comment, well, I got rid of the live, but that's where they left the comment, saying that, I had said the president was nuts. Like I said, I don't remember saying it, but maybe I did, and just don't know it. Like I said, I feel like sometimes that I'm always apologizing for things, even for stuff that's not my fault. I've done that for years, and I have no idea why. I just feel like that everything that happens is my fault. And I still feel that way. Like I said, forgiving people is easy. You know what I mean? Forgiving someone of their wrongdoings is one thing, but the thought is still there. You know what I mean? I'm always apologizing for everything. I don't care if it's because I said something dumb, or I made a small mistake, or whatever it is. It just seems like it's all my fault. And I feel like if I don't apologize, I'm a failure. Seriously. And these are the lessons that I'm still learning. Oh, look, I painted my own nails. I know how to paint my own nails, see? Yeah, 2 different colors. One purple and the light blue one I bought at the Dollar Tree. Anyway, let me continue. I just wanted to show you my nails. I painted them myself. I don't have to spend $20 or $30 at a nail salon to have somebody else do the same thing. I can paint my own nails. Anyway, as I said about the apologies, I'm always apologizing, I feel like, for everything. Even for things I didn't do. I still feel like I'm a failure, and I still feel like it's my fault. Even if it isn't. You know what I mean? Even if it was a small mistake. It's been years and years of it. I've been doing this. I've been apologizing for years. Ask my roommate. You know, he made the small mistake, and I'm the one that has to get the bad comments. You know what I mean? Well, now you know. But God tells us to love your enemies more than yourself. And so I don't consider any of you an enemy. I really don't. Even the person that left a bad comment, the negative comment. You know, it's just the way it is. You're not an enemy. And the devil is the enemy. And occasionally the devil will use people to get to you. You know what I mean? To make you think you're a failure, and to make you realize that, what have I done? Or cause you to overthink, which I do a lot. I do believe those who are meant to be in our lives will. And if you lose one subscriber, to me, that's a lot. You know, so that means I really did fail. At least that's what I believe in my mind, that I really did fail. And I don't want to fail. I want to be my best and do my best. You know what I mean? Yes. Anyway, this is what I've been thinking about today. And as I just said, and those who leave weren't meant to go where I'm going anyways. You know what I mean? I'm not saying going as leave, taking a walk or anything, but what I mean by that, those people aren't meant to go with you. It means they can only go so far in your journey, and then they had drop off and go do their own thing. You know what I mean? And I hope whoever that left starts their own YouTube channel. I really do. I think it's good for anybody. I do believe, however, that there is a reason for everything. I don't believe there's a such thing as a coincidence. I don't believe that there is everything. I believe everything happens for a reason, a specific reason. What that reason is, we have no clue. But everything happens for a reason. And I do believe that that's divinely guided. Yes, I do. I do believe God's in charge of everything. Because there was a time where I had to, like, surrender everything to God, and that's exactly what I did. I had to surrender every square inch of my life because I literally could not handle it. You know, to not get in the apartment and not getting out of here as fast as I wanted to, and not building my YouTube channel as fast as I wanted to, because it just wasn't working. Everything seemed like it was failing at one time, and it was literally driving me crazy. I'm telling you the truth. And it was literally, I was losing my mind, and I was getting depressed, and then I did a long, hard soul searching and realized that I have no control over this. So what I was just saying, I had to surrender everything to the Father because I literally could not handle it anymore. And I can't. And so I have to surrender everything. My life, my relationships, to my travel trailer that I want so bad, or anything else I want to do in life. Finding Mr. Right, waiting until I find Mr. Right before I do other things again, or whatever. You know what I mean? That's just what I had to do. I've learned a lot of things from all of you. And as I made a whole video about this before, that it's okay to be angry. So whoever was angry at that live, well, he has every right to be angry, and everybody has a right to voice their own opinions on things. You know what I mean? And I agree with that statement. And I believe that you all are a great blessing. All of you. You were put in my life for a reason. And I believe that. Whether it's to make me feel good, or I need to help you feel good, or we're all struggling with stuff, we're all starting YouTube channels, or whatever. I just believe that you're in my life for a reason. And I appreciate each and every one of you with every ounce of my soul. As I said, small mistakes are really difficult to apologize for, because whoever got angry is not going to accept your apology anyway, and I don't know, you know what I mean? I've been waiting for an apology for many years from someone, and I still haven't gotten it. Like I said, and as I told him a long time ago, buying somebody things isn't an apology. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not going to get into it right now, but maybe someday in the future I might feel comfortable doing that. And the other thing is, I've sat here last night trying to think of what could I have possibly have done to do things better. You know what I mean? Because if I do this, I didn't even know this stuff was even on the video. I really didn't. And I didn't realize that anybody was going to make such a big deal out of it. I didn't. Apparently somebody found it very offensive. But I'm dealing with it. Slow and steady, and I'm going to move on from this subject starting tomorrow. You know, as soon as this video is done, this is the last you're going to hear of it. Because I have to move on. I can't dwell on these things because it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth my headache. It's not worth your headache. And it's just not worth it. Things that are worth it are, what you have to say to me is worth it. I believe that. It helps. The feedback actually helps. So now I know not to talk about politics on my lives anymore, and to not ever talk about politics on my channel anymore, period. I made that vow a long time ago when I first started my channel, and I plan on sticking with that. I know we don't like the price of groceries and things like that, but we don't have to talk about anybody that's in the government. You know what I mean? I'll just keep that, or what are my feelings, to myself. It's just easier that way, and nobody's gonna get offended. Let me see. And I'm not even angry. I'm just saying, this is what my feelings were last night. Okay, we got one more page to go. This is gonna be a very long video. Like I said, there's only so many times I can apologize for anything, and you just can't apologize anymore. I've said it over. I've apologized. I made a whole video. I apologized in a video, and all those things, and it still didn't help. Well, at least I admit my mistakes, right? How many people can do that? Anyway, all this started off with one mistake that I didn't even know I made. So it's better to apologize just in case I did, even if I don't think I did. Anyway, as somebody in another video this morning said, we don't know what somebody else is going through. Perhaps perhaps he or she just had a bad day and just needed to take it out on somebody. You know what I mean? Perhaps somebody insulted them or offended them in some way, shape, or form. Well, I'm sorry you were offended by something, and I'm just sorry. See, I did it again. It's just in my nature to apologize. But it's okay. It's gonna be okay. I know it is. So it's like, what's the point? So I had to give and surrender it all to God. Yes, as I said earlier, I have to take my entire life and surrender it to God, because He is the only one that can get me out of this mess. Because God sees and hears everything. He really does. And that's why it doesn't pay to get revenge off of somebody, because God's going to take care of it. Let go and let God. Right? Yeah. Wow, my ear's ringing. Somebody's listening to my video. Anyway, I have a hard time dealing with difficult situations. You know, I mean all kinds, but I'm learning how to suppress it all and still put on a good attitude. You know what I mean? You still, whether I feel good or not, I still have to put on a very good attitude and get the video. And so, to give you inspiration, so you ones who are working on videos know how hard this really is. And when you do these videos, you really have to develop a thick skin. Oh, I can't wait to show you my new equipment I'm getting. I got a set of headphones with a mic on it, and I also bought a selfie stick, I'm going to try that. So when we go shopping next time, I'm going to use that and see if a selfie stick helps. You know what I mean? So I can hold the phone up and do the video. That's a lot easier. Anyway, let me continue. But in spite of the setbacks and chaos that happen sometimes, we can get through it, right? We all have chaos and setbacks and every day, right? Yes, which means I am able to handle whatever is put in front of me because I surrendered my whole life to the Lord, which is a big deal, a very big deal. Anything that is placed in front of me, some days are far worse than other days. it's like, oh my gosh, why does this nonsense keep happening? Um, Honestly, I believe that most folks that get angry are angry about something else, and it's not really what they were angry for in the first place. We talked about this before. And regardless, still, we have to understand where they're coming from. And when this person said I had lost a subscriber, I had to say, I understand it. I got it. You know, I didn't even say goodbye or anything. I just left. But that's okay. We'll get those subscribers back, right? That means I'm just going to have to work twice as hard to get 30 subscribers. I only got 2 more to go. Oh my God, possibly 3, because it's quite possible. I'm at 627 again. But the last time I looked, it was 628 still. But those are coming this week. I'm just going to buckle down and work even harder. I'm going to get those videos and get that 636. Maybe by Friday, we can get it to 633. We'll do a goal like that. It's a lot easier than saying 650, because that's a lot. So 633 would be good. And don't forget to like the video on the way out. Yes, please do that. And if you are watching this video and you are new and you just stopped by for whatever reason, you can subscribe and click the notification button, and you will never miss a single video when we upload. Yes, I upload every single night, and there's a video every single morning, Monday through Friday, and Saturday. Yes, I don't do too many morning videos on Sundays because I know everybody's going to church and whatnot. So I don't do the morning videos on Sundays. You get to take a break from me until night. Lucky you. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but the one thing I have learned in all this time is that love is far more powerful than hate. I do know that. And when you love somebody, when they're mad at you, that is probably the best thing you could do. Love them in spite of all that. They can get mad and be angry at you, but when you love them in spite of that, that's a good thing. And just getting revenge and getting even with somebody is not the way to go. I'd let God do that. You know, because He'll let you think about it for a while. And if He thinks that you're in the wrong, or if He thinks I'm in the wrong, He will convict me of it. Not convict, but what's that word I'm looking for? I'm the one that will get punished for my mistakes. You know what I mean? You won't. I will. You know, it's like if I do you wrong, the karma's going to come back and hit me. But if you do me wrong, right, the karma will get bounced back to you. You know what I mean? And whatever that is, you can't sleep at night, you're constantly worrying, or there's something in your heart telling you that you need to apologize for something. Just do it, get it over with, and ask God for forgiveness, and it's over, right? Yes. Okay. And as I made a whole video about this, it's okay to be angry. I really don't mind. You know, we're all going to get angry, and it's okay. Just don't go to bed angry, because you let the devil in your heart to wreak havoc in your brain. You know what I mean? Make you think that you're useless and no good and all those things. You've done that, huh? That's the devil doing that. He will make you think all kinds of things, like you're a failure. You can't do this. You're weird. People think you're crazy. They hate you. Yeah, this is what I thought. That you guys have proved more than one time that you don't hate anybody. Let me see. Anyway, the best thing you can do is, whether you make a small mistake or it's a great big mistake, forgive yourself, which is really hard to do. You have to forgive yourself for that mistake. I had a hard time doing that too, and you all know what that mistake was. God says to forgive one another, right? You have to forgive one another. So He will forgive you. You know what I mean? Because if you can't forgive somebody who did you wrong, then He is going to He will forgive you. You know what I mean? It's having faith, right? A lot of faith. To know that whatever situation you're in, God can get you out of it. He really can. Just surrender whatever the problem is to God and get on with your life. You know what I mean? And just have faith, and you know He's going to take care of it. And He will. And He will. I guarantee it. God is going to help you take care of whatever situation you're going through. And with that said, I'm sorry for all their God references tonight, but it's a big deal to me. There's one thing in this world that you will learn about me is, and I've said this time and time again, is I love talking about God. I love talking about Jesus and how much that He is guiding all of us. You know what I mean? He's guiding us all to each other. And that's what I believe. He's leading me to help other YouTubers, which I'm going to keep doing. Because I love what we're doing. You know, somebody told me once, aren't you afraid that somebody else is going to do your video better? Well, this is my thought on that. If, for whatever reason, somebody else, right, can do a better video than I can do, more power to you. You know, go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not jealous at all. I wish you luck, and I hope you do better than I do. If you can get more subscribers than I do, good for you. You know, if you get more watch hours than I do, then cool. I'm happy for you. I'm the first one there congratulating you. That's why I left Sundays open for my fellow YouTubers, so if they want to go live on Sundays, so I can be there for them. And I will. I will keep being there for you for as long as it takes, right? Even if it's just me there and nobody else yet, they're coming, right? Have faith. They're coming. The subscribers are coming. They're coming for me. Oh, I've got a selfie stick. Oh my God, did I tell you about that? I got one green one and one pink one coming. See my nails? Look. I paint, see, they're purple down here and blue here. I did this myself. Isn't that awesome? And this one's all blue. Anyway, you like it? Anyway, let me know what you think of my nails. I know how to paint my own nails. Didn't know that, did you? See? I don't have to go to the nail salon and spend $80 to get my nails done. Oh, somebody scared me. Anyway, I'm gonna go. And I will see you all in tomorrow morning's video. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to watch my video. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, you're the best YouTubers. I mean, you're the best subscribers on all of YouTube. And I love you all very much. And if it wasn't for you, as I've said time and time again, I would not be here. And remember, if somebody makes a small mistake, forgive them. And please, don't hold it over their head. Anyway, good night, everybody.